almost live. I am live, eating a tortilla. About to post this everywhere. Normal stuff, normal things. I know I'm a little late. It happens. Alright, let's post it on Twitter. Yeah, there is an update on things now that I posted stuff everywhere, drinking my muscle milk, eating my tortilla. There's a few updates on things. Still, I was right. You get a spring break. There will be a continuity of learning will continue until April, so pretty much right after spring break. A little bit after spring break, we will go into the fourth 9 weeks, and stuff will be 100% set to go for the fourth 9 weeks. I don't know much more besides that. I mean, I got the superintendent's email. It seems like others might have gotten it as well. Who knows? To talk about stuff with it. You don't care about employee compensation, building access. Alright, so the 20... Let's see if it's actually changed. The calendar's changed on the school's website, too. It is not. No, it is. Okay. It is changed. Third quarter is extended. It doesn't end today, Neil. Correct. Technically ends after spring break. Does not mean, here's a hint, to try to turn things in after spring break. It means to get your stuff done. Work on your continuity of learning lessons, your passion projects, your stuff like that's the ways to go. But yeah, third 9 weeks is extended. Doesn't end today. That's the major part of the email. Basically, they're extending the third 9 weeks and extending the continuity of learning we're currently doing, so they can more figure out what to do to make sure that we're doing it. We will go to a kind of slightly different schedule with stuff later on, but they're trying to figure that out. And pretty much he says we want to do graduation, we want to do stuff, we want to do things. Caitlin, that's wrong. Third quarter grades can go down still. You have the opportunity to bring them up still, but they can go down still. If your stuff was assigned before we left and it hasn't gone in yet and your grade goes lower, guess what? Your grade's lower. That's how that works. But I can also give you that opportunity to fix that if I want to. So your grades definitely can go down. Do your work. The great thing is like that, pretty much what they just said is that your grades, like they try to talk about what is the most equitable way to deal with grading and get things done. And the time when most of you guys were available was before we got. So we're building off that still. We can still put in some things, get some things in. Your grades aren't stuck at March 13th. So if you thought you had an A on March 13th and you're like, sick, peace out, not going to work, buddy. Do your stuff. Do your continuity learning lessons. Get them done. Learn new things. Practice stuff. Get better because you will have grades very soon. And guess what that means if you've done nothing? You will know nothing. Do your work. It's that simple. Do your work. Do your work. Do your work. That makes sense. Talking Texan Barnyard Dog 2020. Great question, Claire. They're trying to figure out the caps and cords and gowns and all of that stuff right now. Because a lot of you guys ordered it. They're talking to Jostens right now about it. About that. And like for juniors, your rings. They will probably have to do mailing or because they really can't. Or a very, very, very set schedule of pickup is probably what would have to happen, to be honest. Yeah, you do have to do this for, well, not necessarily this for another 9 weeks. Right now we're in continuity of learning. We are going to move to basically virtual learning. The biggest difference is right now we were supposed to just help you guys stay in touch with your learning, not really introduce too many new things to you with the continuity of learning. But now we are going to be able to introduce new things, learn things, work on things, grow. So, yeah, pretty much. It's not necessarily this exactly, but you will have online learning for the end of the year because, again, buildings are closed, school is not over, is the main thing here. But we are in still talks of exactly what that looks like. Because I mean, some of you guys are in different situations than others, and you got to get. I mean, you aren't 100% available during the day the same way you are in school because you have younger siblings. You got to watch. You got to do some things, and you're not necessarily able to work the same way that you were working at school when school was the priority there. You might have to have a sibling who has, especially because I've heard like, not to talk bad about elementary school teachers, love elementary school teachers. They seem to have given more work than high school. So there is going to be the same thing. That's what we're talking about. When you talk about is work going to go up, I don't necessarily think it will go super up at all. Because we're still in talks, like I was just saying, about we know you guys have stuff that is like we can't, like you have siblings, you have things to get done, you have to take care of households while like you taking part of it, especially if your parents are essential workers. So you have things that you also have to do right now. School is a priority, but school isn't the only priority. You have multiple things you have to get done. So I don't expect it to be super much more than the idea of we have than what we're currently doing. It'll just be probably slightly more structured, hopefully, for lots of classes. And we will move. Like, one great thing I've heard from this, to tell you the truth, is for like office hours and stuff like that. Remember, office hours are when teachers are supposed to be available for their students. Like, I'll email you right back right now kind of style. Mine are 9:30 to 11 on A days, but you have no idea what it means to be an A day anymore. Here's a hint. This week it was Tuesday and Thursday. Today is not my office hours, technically. Today's off, today's a B day. So that would mean that Monday would be an A day, and so vice versa, blah, 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 blah. But that doesn't mean anything to you guys right now because you're at home and you don't have to go to separate classes. So they will be putting the office hours on structured days, I think on Tuesday, Thursday in the future, probably. But that's a good thing too, so there's more structure to it, if that makes sense. But you will have school, you will have things, you will have graded assignments. The building is closed. We are not. I guess that might have answered some questions because none popping up right now. But yeah, we'll see. Hey Rihanna, to be honest with that you got stuff with that great topic. You guys can even like do stuff, make Zoom rooms, do all the kind of stuff. Talk about your essays together if you would like help with that. But things with that. Have you talked to Ms. Golden, your teacher, about it? For one thing. Oh yeah. Have you talked to Miss Golden about it? There are, and for homework, like I'm not trying to be mean here, but the idea of homework, I could go and find 1,000 sources right now. Homework is one of the most talked about things right now in education about whether or not we should give homework. But you gotta find more, and those sources are what are going to lead you to having more words. Then you gotta go. I would use the schools sites like Destiny and use those web journals. So if we're going to, I'm going to right now the school site myself. Uh, the library. I don't know if it'll actually work. I might have to pull up my Chromebook. Because Gale is on there on Destiny. Let's see if it works. Nope. I gotta use my Chromebook. Let me go grab that real quickly. Pull up the two computers. Alright. Uh-oh. Good news, bad news is my Chromebook's dead. But I have a charger. I'm just an unprepared student. And we're asking if you tried Gale and all that stuff. It says sort of. I am charging my home Chromebook at home, technically, Claire. Thank you very much. I am at home. My Chromebook is currently being charged. Thank you. I am at home. So yeah, double Chromebook. You can barely see me over my Chromebook because I'm very tall. You guys don't know, Chromebooks are way bigger than normal computers. It's just how it works. Yeah, and I'm at home. That's why I'm charging my Chromebook at home. I use this bad boy for almost everything. My nice at home. This is 7-year-old computer. And I guess technically you can only charge your Chromebooks at home now. You can't go to the school and charge your Chromebooks. All right, library, Destiny, finally getting there. There we go. That isn't good. Don't like that at all. Let's try it through Schoology. Well, it's taking me time to sign in just to talk about it. So the main ideas and arguments behind homework are, yeah, that means you should be using, if you can't use blogs, you should be using Gale, Google Scholar, stuff like that. There are books written on homework. Why won't this log in? Come on, Google. My Chromebook doesn't like my at-home Wi-Fi. Is one of the main reasons why I use my personal device. Thank you, Schoology, for loading. Resources. Yeah, blogs aren't necessarily a good source or anything because I can just lie on a blog. Like, I could say, right now, I could go make my own blog and say students should have 10 hours of homework a night because if they don't, they will fail. And it's bad for their cognitive abilities if they don't do 10 hours of homework a night. There we go. That's what I want. Again, what's this? Clever. Taking forever to load. But yeah, there's ideas behind the boundaries of school and things like that. Yeah, don't do 10 hours of homework. That's stupid. If a teacher tries, well, there's differences in that. I don't mean completely, like, for one class, there should never be 10 hours of homework. There is lots of suggestions for when you're in college to do 2 hours of studying per hour of class you have, but that might equal 10 hours for a full week, not one night. My personal daily routine is normally I wake up right around 10 to 11. I then eat breakfast, which is usually my protein shake or something else. Usually I had like a flour tortilla today. Uh, then I'm usually doing this from 12 to 1. After that, from usually 1 to 3 minimum, usually is when I'm doing school stuff, like responding to emails, checking in things. You still have to do avid recruitment when there's no school, FYI. Uh, so that's a thing. Usually then I will, from 3 to 5, do something non-productive, to be honest. I'll eat lunch in there, and I will probably watch something on Netflix or YouTube. Uh, After that, I will usually read for a while in the night. I need to start doing stuff more productive in the fact that I am moving around. I have not gotten lots of steps. That's one thing. One thing you were talking about. I don't know if Neil's still here, but Neil's projects on calisthenics and working out and stuff like that. So he might have some suggestions on calisthenics. But yeah, I got to do that too. I got to figure out how to best work out in this scenario because I don't like running outside. I love running on treadmills because I don't like things like that. So I gotta figure that out. I'm on the wrong thing. Uh, the wrestling Twitter thing is over. It ended a while ago. FYI, it ended on the 21st. Iowa won. They were really slacking on Virginia Tech wrestlers, though. They only had two place. Yeah, which is just wrong. Bryson Donian's great. He would have placed. They're wrong. Hunter Bolin should have won the title too. Getting upset in the court. Get out of here with that crap. All right, homework. Don't get yourself in lies. All right, let's select all. Shit, school. Get homeworks over break. Let's open that. Bam, not that guy. So this is like I'm just typed. I was in Gale and I typed in homework and select all, to be honest. Uh, and like I've found sources like this one says lack of internet access hamstrings homework efforts. The homework gap, teacher perspectives on digital divides, stuff like that. I mean, is one of the biggest things with homework when we're providing stuff like Chromebooks and doing it one-on-one stuff like this. To be completely honest, some kids don't have Wi-Fi at home. That's why you did the survey for if you had Wi-Fi or not right before we left. But the problem with that is it didn't work in time. To be honest, I mean, things closed down faster, and like so, some kids are still out there right now struggling to do or just not doing continuity learning stuff because they don't have Wi-Fi at home, or and they might have a data plan that doesn't allow. They have more priorities than necessarily doing stuff on school. So that's the digital divide with homework too is a huge thing. Study of this. Let's see who did this. Turkish. I forget Turkish middle schools. I don't want to hear what lie you were caught in. Trust me. You got this article right here about from Carl Tara Greenfield. Basically, he tried to do his homework, his daughter's homework for a week. And it looks like I'm going to assume from this that he struggled, to be honest. But also, that makes sense. If you've ever seen Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, lots of people forget stuff when they don't do practice on it. Uh, but yeah, there you got a source. Love Gale citations. Oh my god. Love it so much that it cites things for you. Amazing. Homework debate, Bram. Bam, bam. Homework, sweet homework. There's one from The Economist in 1995. That's how long homework's been an argument. Since I was 5 years old, they've made the argument that we give too much homework.